I start thinking more on the court instead of just like what I'm doing. I've been crushed already. You hurt left and hurt the left, right, and then upper back several times. It is pretty difficult.
When did you first feel like you really knew you could play in this league?
Second half of my third year, I think.
What happened? What made that happen?
McGrady also make me better as a better player. I feel, after 2 years, I feel familiar about here. I feel like touch the ground. I don't know if there's a word here, but in China we say touch the ground means you are really touch the ground. You have a base. You had a base,
Right.
And you play more stably, not unlike up and down much as my very first 2 years. So I start thinking more on the court instead of just like what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm. How much did Jeff Van Gundy help you during that time?
Sometimes I was thinking if Jeff Van Gundy was my rookie coach, was my first year, I'd be crushed already. I mean, just bought a ticket, fly back to China right next day. But he did change me.
When Tracy came to Houston, when McGrady came to Houston, did you think we're going to win 4 or 5 championships now?
Well, I didn't think it that way. I'm thinking we're going to win the first one at the start. First one, and then think about later.
Yeah.
But I still remember the first practice we went through together at the training camp. It's amazing. When you play games sometimes you will, take it more serious about it, and you won't going to risk some of a play. But in practice, you were more open to try some of a new skill you developed in the summer, right? So, the first practice I remember is amazing. It's amazing.
Is that something that does it bother you that he was hurt, you were hurt, you were both, and you never got a chance to really be healthy together?
It is bother me. It is bother me, and it's just like you hurt left and hurt the left, right, and then upper back several times. It is it's a way out of the patience sometimes. It is.
I'm sure you remember everything that happened when you're in the Lakers, you're playing them in the playoffs, you're giving them everything. I mean, you're giving as good as you're getting, you're in the series, and then all of a sudden, you're out.
Mm-hmm.
You remember that time period and just the frustration of that?
It is, particularly when after Lakers go all the way through. And that year, I didn't say that if we get over Lakers, we can go all the way through, but we look at the opponent. Lakers went through. Denver Nuggets, we are 3-1 against them that year. Orlando Magic, we are 2-0 against them in the regular season. So, that's what we're thinking. But obviously, we didn't get a chance. We have to realize that's the fact there.
What was the one thing that made you decide that I just can't do this anymore?
It is take time. From my first injury, I missed the rest of the season at 2007-2008. I haven't have a thought yet. And I almost played through the 2008-2009. I only missed 5 games. And until the Lakers series, I got hurt. And I had to meet with doctors, and a doctor told me that you need to do this, you need to do that, and all the things I had to do. And basically, they threw me a picture of Grant Hill's foot. My foot right now looks exactly the same, but different is I'm sitting here, he's still playing.
Right.
Before the surgery, I already make my mind that if this not going to success, I'm going to retire. So that is it. I know it's a major surgery. The surgery they had to put the screws in there, all those things. That rehab is not like any others I had before, like the bone spurs cleaned up, all the knee stress factory, all others. It is pretty difficult. That my mind feel being torched on that. Yeah, it is the end someday. I'm a lucky guy that I have a great parents. Before I came to India, I already know that jersey retirement is the greatest, highest honor.
What do you think of the team now? The Rockets now?
Better than us.